It's happening. It's finally happening. The witch, Raza. The witch is dead, you guys. Raza the witch is dead.
Let the joyous news be spread. The wicked old witch at last is dead.
If only there was a song we could sing together. If there's only a song. Do 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 do. Guys, I'm so excited. I don't even know what to do, but I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna call my mom. I think that's the answer. Let's call my mom and tell her about the Nerf.
Hello?
Mom, they nerfed Raza. They nerfed Raza.
What's a Raza?
Okay, guys, let's jump into everything and talk about the nerfs. Let's talk about the first nerf, which is the one that I know everyone was talking about. We need it done. Everyone was expecting it, and that's Corridor Creeper, you guys. Now, originally, this is a 7 mana 5/5. Every time something dies on the battlefield, it costs 1 less, which, you know, what usually happens is it goes out for 1 or 2 for a 5/5, and it's just such a huge tempo swing, you guys. I don't know how many games you're like, oh, it's even, and then boom, 2 Corridor Creepers come down and you lose. Like that's all she wrote. So of course they had to fix this, you guys. And by fixing this, a lot of people were thinking add 2 to 3 mana, make it maybe a 4/4. There was a lot of ideas going on in the internet. No one, I'm saying no one saw this happening, guys. Now the card is still a 7 mana. It still reads every time something dies on the battlefield. It reduces cost by 1. But now it's a 2/5? It's dead, you guys. It's dead. I can't see this getting played in any deck. Some people are still saying Evolve Token Shaman. Yes, I can definitely see that. But even then, it might not be a great card. And here's the issue I'm having with this nerf, you guys. Now, before, if you top decked Corridor Creeper, it was a 7 mana 5/5. It's not the worst thing in the world, right? But now, if you top deck a 7 cost 2/5, no, you're done. Like that's a dead draw. You might as well not even have a draw. So I don't think this has a place in the meta after this nerf goes. Some people are talking about, hey, maybe it will be in Hunter, but even then, again, top decking a 7 mana 2/5 is just not the greatest thing you can do. That's the main issue I see, you guys, is top decking this card instead of starting it within your hand. Now you have a greater chance of it just being entirely useless. Should we dust it? Let's take a look and dust it. That's right. I totally believe we should be dusting this card. Remember, within the first 2 weeks of the nerf, you get full dust for every card we're talking about here. And I think we should highly recommend that you dust this card and get as much dust as you can from this garbage card now. Next card, you guys, that we're going to talk about is Bonemare. Now, I wasn't really expecting Bonemare to get a nerf. It didn't seem like it was such a huge deal at the moment with this current meta, but I'm thinking now that Corridor Creeper's probably going to leave, Bonemare would be showing up a lot more. So what they did was made it from a 7 cost 5/5 give a minion taunt into an 8 cost 5/5 give a minion taunt. Obviously, yes, +4/+4 and taunt, sorry. I am a big tempo rogue player. I really enjoy playing that deck, so even though a tempo rogue, it was always in there, I don't know if it's going to be in there anymore, because now instead of it being a 7 cost, which, you know, there's not a lot of good 7 drops, it's going to be now fighting with a lot of good 8-drops, i.e. Lich King. I think, you know, this is a reasonable nerf. I didn't really see why it needed to get done, really, but I'm thinking that after Corridor Creeper gets nerfed, it would start being a problem, because before Kobold and Catacombs came out, Bonemare was in every deck, and it still kind of is. It's an easy fit. It's a great tempo card, so I see why they're being proactive about it, but I'm not sure how this will handle. I honestly don't know if this is going to hurt it quite a bit or not. My feeling is it is going to hurt Bonemare. I'm not sure if I'll play it in, say, Tempo Rogue anymore, because I do play Lich King. And, you know, turn 7 plays now are going to be a little wonky unless you've got the coin. So it's something to think about, and only time will tell on this one, I honestly think. One thing I am super excited about is when Spiteful Summoner now comes on board and Bonemare pops out of it. That is going to be an amazing feeling, and I think the first time it happens, we've got to clip it. So let's see if we are going to dust Bonemare. Drum rolls, please. And no, we are not going to be dusting Bonemare. I think Bonemare is going to fit in this meta with some decks. I don't think it's going to be an auto-include like it has been recently or in the past, but I still do believe it does have a place in this meta, next meta, maybe the meta after that. The next two cards that we are going to talk about with their nerf changes, you have to remember they are rotating out. So like I said, we do get full dust value out of all these cards. So it is safe if you want to dust these next two cards. If you're only a standard player, try to get through the next month and a half, 2 months without them, and then you get a free 2 legendaries when the new set pops. The third card we're going to talk about is everyone's favorite card, Patches the Pirate, you guys. If you would have told me a year and a half ago, I think it came out, if you would have told me that Hearthstone was going to make a balance change to a 1/1 charge card, I would have said you're crazy. I would have called you nuts.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy.
It's quite a simple change they're making to patches, and it's needed. Instead of it having charge, it's not going to have charge. What I think people don't understand is, yes, it's only a 1/1, but when you play this with Prince Kelseth, and then on turn 3 you play it with South Sea Captain, you have a free 3/3 with charge out on board to deal 3 damage. I know 3 damage to a lot of people, they don't think it's a lot, but that's 1/10 of your health right away. That's huge. I think this was very much needed, and I'm not sure if it's still going to see play. My gut instinct, it's still a good card, you guys. It still thins out your deck. It still comes out on board, and the opponent still has to deal with it, but now the opponent just has an extra turn now to deal with patches. The other issue you have now is if you draw patches or you draw it in your opening hand, it is even worse now. It's not able to trade, do 1 quick 1 damage for you. It's a dead card, which is the scary part now about patches being in your deck. I'm not sure how this is going to be played out in the meta. Me personally, I think over the next month and a half, like I said, it's free dust. So what I am going to be doing is I am going to be dusting it just to see, and if I want it back, guess what? I'll still have that dust in reserves because I don't need to dust it, or I don't need to use that dust for anything right now. But I think I will be dusting it just to get that dust, and if I find that I can't live without it for the next month and a half, we'll get it again. Are we going to dust it? Let's go see. Drum roll, please. And not sure. I am not sure if we're going to dust this. I don't think It's not are we going to dust this, it's should you dust it. Personally, like I said, I am going to be dusting these cards just because it's free dust, you guys. I don't need to use that dust for anything, so it's just going to be waiting there, dormant, in case I want these cards back. But I'm only a standard player. It's going to be leaving soon, so I'm going to take advantage of getting 1600 free dust from patches and get that dust, son. Get that dust! The last card, you guys, is the one card other than Corridor Creeper that everyone's been wanting to get changed, and that's Raza the Chained. This card was love and hate. If you played the deck and you drew all the pieces, you loved it. If you played against it and you didn't draw your pieces first, you hated it.
I hate you, I love you, I hate that I love you. Don't want to, but I can't put nobody else above you.
This card needed to get changed a while ago. You know what they say, better late than never. It is getting rotated out soon, but it will be into Wild. Now, their change they are making is that instead of Raza saying that your hero power costs 0, it's going to cost now 1. Now, if you're watching this, I'm sure you really love Hearthstone. You get why this was such a big deal. It's because of the combo. Because the combo was on turn 5, you play Raza. On turn 8, you play Shadow Reaper Anduin. And then after that, you wait for your Prophet. And then your hero ability is 4 damage for free. And it refreshes every time you play a card. This got out of hand so fast. It got really ridiculous. It got people very salty. I know some people that have stopped playing serious ladder because it's just not fair. So with this change, I think it's a great change, especially because it is eventually going to go into Wild where there are more powerful cards for Raza to be very crazy. And this change definitely needed to happen. Again, it's like patches, right? This should have been changed a while ago, but again, it's better late than never. Now, is Raza Priest dead? No, not even close. Raza Priest is still going to be there, still haunting you.
Boo?
Is it going to be a top tier deck? Tier 1? Maybe? I just know that now if you draw Raza on 5 and Shadow Reaper Anduin on 8, it's not like an 80% win rate chance you have, right? I think it's going to stay in the top 2 tiers. I don't think it's going to slip to 3. It's still going to be playable. It's just going to take maybe a little more thought for someone to play it instead of it being a brain dead, okay, I got all the pieces, let's kill them. Okay, guys, let's see if we should dust Raza. Drum roll, please, and another question mark. Another patches situation. It's still a good card, but it all depends on if you play Wild or not. If you don't play Wild and you can get over the next month and a half, 2 months, like I'm saying with Patches the Pirate, dust it. If you miss it, you can get it back. Again, with these situations, you guys, with patches, with Raza, if you dust them, don't use the dust right away. Just have it there, because it's not going to go away. Just wait. Just relax on that dust. Don't pull the trigger on anything unless you really want to make a deck. Because for 3,200 dust, you can make a really great deck with that. Especially if you're free-to-play player and say your only 2 big cards are Raza and Patches. I know the chances of that are slim, but I'm just saying 3,200 dust is a lot. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope maybe I made it clear on why you should keep some cards, why you should dust some cards. Thank you so much for watching so far. If you guys could subscribe to me on YouTube, that would be amazing. If you guys want to see me during the week, I stream full-time on Twitch. And we just did a video on the upcoming ladder changes coming up in Hearthstone in March, and you can find that right here. Thank you again. We'll see you soon.